Hi everyone, and welcome to yet another video here from the Spillföreningen the Fellowship's YouTube channel. I'm of course Andreas Norwegian Viking, your host of today. So with the recent news of the specialist game studio at Warhammer Fest, we have even more news for you now. There has been some developments after a seminar which was held at the event. So first of all, we have some pictures to look at. So we'll take a look at them now. So here we go. These are the pictures from the seminar. Not very many pictures, but pictures nonetheless. So first of all, we have a new logo. It might be the logo that will be used going forward. You have Middle Earth strategy battle game with both Hobbit and Lord of the Rings logos underneath in the proper order as well. Hobbit first, then Lord of the Rings. And then we have some information about Dane. Dane Ironfoot, Lord of the Iron Hills, will be a formidable fighter in close combat. He can headbutt opponents to the ground and should be an amazing inspirational leader. So we'll come back to his rules later on. I think there has been some developments there as well. So we also have the Iron Hill Dwarves. They are an elite combat infantry unit, incredibly durable, and they can form a shield wall formation. So I'll expect defense 7 from them, but I know there is also some rumor, speculation, or maybe confirmed things about this going forwards as well. And then an incredible photo of the Iron Hill Dwarves. As you can see, they stack up wonderfully, and this is taken straight out of the movies. The pike formation, or should one say spear, but then again it's dwarves, so they're not that tall. Alright, so that's those. Then we have a photo of a new book, and at the Throne of Skulls seminar, Adam Troke asked the crowd if they wanted a big hardback leather-bound rulebook, and look what it is. It is a big hardback leather-bound rulebook, because of course the crowd in attendance at Throne of Skulls said a resounding yes to that. So what you can see here is the Hobbit motion picture trilogy strategy battle game, There and Back Again. So this is a book that has been confirmed to be a big book with scenarios. So this will be an addendum to the main Hobbit rulebook. There will be no rewritten rules as such in this book, but it will invalidate both Desolation of Smaug and Battle of the Five Armies source books, and include profiles for every single model in those two books, as well as new profiles and a resounding 30 scenarios. So we have a big pile of stuff coming in there, and I would expect it to be an expensive book, but it will probably be available in PDF as well as with all other Lord of the Rings, all other Games Workshop releases. So yeah. Next up, we have the pictures of the old new releases. You have, of course, the 4 confirmed releases for Warhammer Fest, including, well, in addition to the 5 source books. So you have Gothmog, Boromir, Saruman and Grima, and the Scouring and Shire. And who is lurking behind there? It is the Shade. So there has been some news about the Shade, that the master mold might be damaged, but other sources also say that he will be released next month. So no more paying, well, inconsiderate amounts of money for the Shade. And lastly, we have a couple of pictures from Keith Robertson's art book, I believe. So these are two pictures with two individual, well, not profiles, um, but models. So here you can see a Gundabad Orc Berserker, as is called in the Weta Workshop book. And next you have Thranduil on Stag. So these might be two models that the new sculptors are working on to include in the new range. So that's very exciting. I can't wait until I have myself some Gundabad Orc Berserkers. And although I have a wonderfully converted Thranduil on Stag made by the wonderful Stephen Crow using the Shadow and Flame conversion kit, I will be very happy if they release a normal one from Games Europe, as well as including a new profile on it. So there you have it, guys. These are the latest developments on the picture front, but we have even more for you. So this is questions asked to Adam Choke and the gang at Warhammer Fest, and also things that have been revealed at the seminar. And this comes from Rob on the GBHL Facebook group. So first thing is new releases every single month. There will be multiple kits, some old, some new. So this means that basically every single month there will be new Lord Rings or Hobbit related releases, and it might be new kits, there might be old kits, but we will get something new every month. So that's wonderful. So the next thing is that most new kits will be coming out in autumn. Anytime they don't have something new, they will supplement that with a reissue. So we can expect some new models this coming fall, and that ties very nicely into what I've been speculating all along, that the new sourcebook hardback thing will come out well, Q3 of this year, and the new models along with it. This has already been confirmed. Most reissued models will come in whatever they will last cast in. So most will be metal or fine cast. And this is something to do with the molding process. If they still have the mold and thus be able to release it again, it will either be a fine cast mold or a metal mold. So as we already saw, the three of the four kits released at Warhammer Fest were fine cast. That was Gothmog, Boromir, and Saruman and Grima, and the Scarin Shire set was in metal, and thus we can also expect the Shade to be re-released in metal, as it never was available in fine cast. Yeah, so next thing is new models will be in forge old resin, as will some old, and that might be something to do where they have the master mold, but they don't have, or master model, but they don't have molds for them. So they will have to redo the molds, and it will be silly of them to do molds in to fine cast when they can do it in forge old resin. Eventual aim is for everything to be in forge old resin except the plastics. And speaking of plastics, the new Lake Town scenery you saw in the last video will be plastic. It will be an exception to the rule, as it was already so close to being ready for plastic tooling, and they hope to be released by the end of the year. So this goes to my speculation that it would be possible to do it in plastic, and I hoped it will be released in plastic as well. And I will be getting myself at least 10 of that set to make a Lake Town board. That's inevitable to happen. So new information about the book. The book will be hardback. Working title is There and Back Again. proper good name on that. A supplement to go alongside your hardback Hobbit rulebook. It will contain all the rules from Desolation of Smaug and Battle of the Far Armies, as well as new stuff. And 30, and I'll repeat, 30 new scenarios will be featured. So while we have some work to do with our grand campaign. Alright, so more information about the Iron Hill Dwarfs. They will be among the first new releases in a few months' time. They are still awaiting general approval from New Line and Warner Brothers. In the game, Dane is a hard nut who makes nearby dwarfs better. It might be a rule similar to the Boromir Faramir buff on the veterans. He can headbutt models to the ground if it doesn't wound them. The Ballista, or the Twirly Whirly, has an arrow stopping move, great in all rules and something totally fresh for the game. So this is something we've been speculating on, how the rules for the Twirly Whirly will be, but it will be awesome to see what happens with that. And the Iron Hill Dwarves are also able to form a shield wall. 4 dwarves or more in base contact will be getting a +1 for defense, so defense 8 models. That is very tough. So as we already discussed in the pictures, there were references in Keith's book for Gundabad Orc Berserkers as well as Thranduil on Elk. There was also a render of a rather tasty looking mace that looked like the Camel the Eastling uses in the Dol Guldur scenes. Alright. So they did express they are working on their own time to bring this to us as soon as possible. Very generous of them to be using more time than what they have at work to do this. And I would personally extend my thank you to the whole team for what seems to be an amazing job you guys are doing. It's really show commitment, shows enthusiasm, and everything that is good in this world. Well, thanks, guys. And at last, there was a picture on the GBHL Facebook group of young Dwalin with a question of what rules to use. And the wonderful Anotroke was in there as well, saying, I wonder if there will be specific rules for these guys in the forthcoming book. Someone should ask tomorrow. That is today. So somebody should ask them today if there will be specific rules for the young guys in the book. So yeah. So this is the news we have at the moment. It is quite exciting to be in a world where you can get new Hobbit miniatures of this extreme quality, because I've been pouring through all the pictures from yesterday, and it is such a crisp detail, especially on Dane and the Iron Hill Dwarves. Oh yeah, a final thing as well. I forgot to write this down, but the guy making the Twirly Whirly also said he was working on another big kit for the dwarves, and that can only reason to be the chariot. So we might be getting a chariot as well. So that's awesome. So that's it for me now. Thanks to everyone positively receiving these videos. I love doing the news videos, and I know some people don't want to scour the entire internet and go through dozens of Facebook posts or read stuff. So it is a pleasure for me to be doing these videos to give you everything in one place, and I try to keep up on everything that's happening with Lord Rings and Hobbit strategy battle game, well, Middle Earth strategy battle game as it is now. So yeah. So thank you all, and please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And as always, support your Hobbit guys.